Hello. Oh, welcome to assignment 4. You know, so basically the assignment is all about sandboxes and stuff like that. Now I didn't want to do the typical thing like Minecraft because I'm not a typical kind of person. So this is a game called 0D. It is a real-time strategy game. And as you can see, I'm just randomly generating a map here. This is using the map editor that is sort of comes with the game. It's sort of an inbuilt feature. Now, 0AD is a 3D RTS style game where using this I can create whatever I want. So for this example, I'm creating a castle. Who doesn't like to siege a castle or defend it? So basically, each faction has a different kind of style of building. So as you can see here, the British or the Britons as they're called have this kind of like wooden wall and stuff like that. So basically, all I'm doing is I'm creating like a little castle to be able to defend myself. So as you can, a lot of the stuff is it's obviously all pre-made. Minecraft doesn't start off with a world that's just blank. This is sort of Minecraft, but the RTS style. This is the sandbox equivalent for RTS. Random Stonehenge there. Let's ignore that. So basically, I'm just setting up a wall, getting ready to defend it. So the objective of this game is going to be for me to defend the castle against an AI opponent. Now, the AI in this game is not as good as it should be, due to the fact that this game is currently in alpha. So it's got a long way to go, but it is definitely getting there. Now, obviously, a problem with alpha games is that lag is usually an issue, and this does become an issue in some of the later stages, as you'll see. I've got a couple of things where I'm actually able to defend the castle. A couple where I'm kind of like getting my ass beat by the AI. So to start off with, and for defending a castle, you've obviously got to give yourself some troops to defend it. So I've got myself some slingers, some javelin men, and stuff like that. Now, the great thing about this game is that you can basically create anything you want, and you can also play the game inside of this simulator. Because it's in alpha, you cannot play custom scenarios yet. So having the ability to play it in the map editor is perfect. It's called a simulation because the AI isn't able to do a whole lot. It's just defined to what settings it's given when you spawn it in. So because I spawn them all as aggressive, they just go out straight and attack me, and it doesn't understand how to build buildings and stuff like that. So that's obviously a downfall of using this, but it still understands how to attack, luckily. So as you can see down the left hand side, it's giving me a lot of options to what I can build. I don't have to give them stuff from their own factions and stuff like that. I can give them whatever they want and stuff like that. So whilst this is all happening, you can see me spawning in enemies and stuff like that. I'm just going to go into a bit of detail about this game, just to give you a bit of a background so that you understand a bit more about this engine. This game engine, or this game, started off as a mod for Age of Empires 2. In 2009, they decided, oh, why don't we create our own game engine? So here's their own game engine. Of course, with them being slightly unexperienced in the game industry, is that they don't understand, how to optimize it fully yet. It's definitely playable. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a playable game. It just needs slight tweaks here and there. They're adding in more and more features as it goes along. This is Alpha 15 out of 15 alphas. So yeah. So as you can see, I'm just getting in a fortress. That is a very big castle. So with any RTS sort of game, you kind of have to collect resources and stuff like that. So farm is for a bit of food. I've got barracks to be able to spawn in troops if I need them. I've got myself an outpost for some reason. Don't know why. Apparently I wanted it. So a couple of these when I'm testing this sort of out to kind of get a feel for this game engine is that getting the getting it equal for the attacking force and the defending force is very difficult. You kind of have to decide on how you're going to do it. So now, obviously, with any game like this, it's always good to add in a couple of your own stuff. So I'm going to add in a couple of trees, give it a bit of extra feel. So here's my castle. It looks relatively decent. It's got Stonehenge in the middle of it because I thought if I've got access to Stonehenge, I might as well build Stonehenge. So of course that's another problem, is that you can go through the map if you keep zooming in and see the stubs of the trees. Luckily, people don't fall trees, but there is a couple of animation glitches and stuff like that, as you'll see as we get further on. So basically, the great thing now is that I can fiddle around with my sun setting. So as you can see, I've turned it into a dark, mysterious, nighttime siege. One, I did that just to make the game a bit. I was hoping that without the huge sunlight, that'd be a little less laggy, which I think I achieved. Sunlight, who needs sunlight? I have to admit, should have probably got myself some water. It's getting difficult to continue speaking. Never thought that would happen. Now, unfortunately, as you can see there, I accidentally spawned in Hannibal for me, and then there you go. So this is now me winning. This is, I have to show off the good stuff first. So as you can see, there's a couple of dogs running around, archers going around, me stabbing a couple of archers. So the animations are very good, and look, dead corpses everywhere. Or, well, and then, as you can see, it wasn't very balanced. Like, they weren't able to get into my walls because my troops were just able to surge out and just win easily. So that was probably a definite bit unbalanced. But I definitely I kind of don't get the balance right. I kind of, I'm kind of like meh, But obviously, to win this, I've obviously got to go destroy their civic centre, or town centre, or whatever you want to call it, because that's how you win. As you can see, I've got a couple of little doggies there. There's a camel, if you want to have a look at a camel. So basically, as well as AI taking control of stuff, is that there's also Gaia. Now, Gaia is basically the world. So, Gaia is a tree, so it's not your tree, it's Gaia's tree. So it's kind of like an AI that doesn't do anything really. It kind of takes control of parts of it. So as you can see, I'm about to destroy this. Stabby. Unfortunately, as you can see, is that I've still got the thing in. I should have probably clipped that out when I wanted to do this, but I didn't think, did I? So here we go. Now I'm just gonna stab. Do not realise that they've still got two archers there. Which kill a couple of my men off. But so this was the success. So this was kind of like it on easy mode. Games have different attributes. When you're you have easy, medium, hard. So as you can see, I was victorious in that one. So that was my good attempt. Now it's time to show off some of the bad stuff. So as you can see, it's practically the same, except that I've added in a lot more troops and a lot more siege equipment. And as you can see, my men are just surging out, so I have to kind of drag them back, because basically they just start being aggressive, because that's the default setting for them. So obviously I drag them back in, get in there. If not, I would have lost all my men, and that would have been terrible. But eventually, what happens towards the end of this is that I still don't get the thing right. I don't get the troops right. I don't get the siege equipment right. So it's kind of like it becomes a stalemate. So I have to kind of like restart it, because I can't build troops. All he's got is a bit of siege equipment that doesn't that is just going to take forever to do anything. So I'm kind of like standing there. They eventually destroy some stuff. As you can see, there's a couple of corpses on the floor. There goes Hannibal, poor elephant. Aww. But as you can see, this game definitely has a lot of good stuff to it. You can control your players as you want. It's definitely got one of the better 3D RTS styles to it. It's got a little way to go. There's a couple of bugs here and there. For example, sometimes if a dog or player die, or a unit dies, it will just stand straight, rigid, instead of falling to the ground like some of these corpses are just there. But apart from those little bitty peaks, little problems. God, I can't. My head. But yeah, it's definitely got a couple of glitches inside the game engine, but I don't mind. I think it's still a very good game. Now, unfortunately, what happens here is that I don't really have any troops left. I tried to build some more, but unfortunately, I just can't kill their center off, and I wasn't gonna sit there for hours and hours and hours, because if not, this would be a very long video. Even me fast forwarding it by times 16. If it's an hour long, no. I do have other things to do apart from trying to get balance right in a game. So this game engine, it's very good. It's laggy. It's got a couple of optimization issues, as I've mentioned before, but you can definitely do a lot of stuff. You can tell your citizens to cut down trees and la-di-da-di-da-di-da. As you can see, at the top I've got the resource counter to show how much resources I've got. These little soldiers are getting duffed up. As you can see, there's a couple of deer going around. Got a horseman trying to kill me. And then these guys don't get very far. I tried to kill them off. No. So that was sort of my second attempt, and now it's just kind of like it's not that I couldn't have won. It's just it would have taken a lot of time to be able to build up the resources and stuff like that. So I just kind of like give up. Well, I think I've tried to send off these guys, but I don't know if I actually do it. Oh yeah, no, they you'll see in a minute that they die because the civic center can fire arrows out of it. It's sort of like self-defense. So this game engine has a lot of stuff to it. You can edit a lot of stuff. You can add in trees, rocks, mountains. I definitely didn't show off everything that this could do. It definitely deserved me to give it a bit more attention. But I should have probably worked a bit harder on this. But I created a castle with it. And trying to kill them off wasn't very good. Look at those ants. They're fancy. Probably made out of felt. So yeah. So we're gonna go on to the next attempt in a minute. Because I probably just got lazy. Who knows what happened last night? Who knows what happens? As you can see, insignificant resources. Wah, wah, wah. So I do have a woman there trying to farm some farms. Got some stone, and so on. But basically, this game engine definitely gives you a lot to build with. You've got a lot of different textures. It's practically the same object, but it's just kind of like a different texture. And here we go. Here's the other one. So I kind of went, maybe if I make it fairer by just having loads of catapults, loads of ballistas, maybe that'll make it fairer so that they can get in. Yeah, it doesn't. No. Unfortunately, what I didn't realize was that their troops were actually getting inside because the gate wasn't closed. It was open. For some reason, I spawned in a gate over there. Never know why. Now, as you probably saw in the thing, when I was trying to rotate a couple of the pieces, that was slightly irritating. As you can see, that is the settings for the game. Not a lot of settings you can do if you start to lag, which unfortunately was happening to me. But it's a game in alpha. What do you want? So I didn't want to do a sandbox game like Minecraft or stuff like that because I kind of felt, that loads of people do it, and I kind of wanted to do a game that's unique. So Zero AD it was. So really running out of ideas to say, and this goes on for another 3 minutes. So don't know whether I should be quiet or if I should try to keep up the conversation, or probably talk about something else that the game engine does. So obviously let's quickly go over a general overview. So I created a castle. My objective was to defeat the enemy and defend my castle. bit of unbalancing due to towers and stuff like that. I just didn't seem to get the thing right. I did win one of the things, which was on the previous attempts. On this one, I definitely lose because that siege equipment definitely doesn't like me. It wanted my buildings gone and stuff like that. So as you can see, the minimap is also cut in half. That was my fault, but you don't need to worry about that. It's just that half the thing is missing. So yeah. What else to talk about? So objective was for me to, obviously defend my castle. I definitely did that in the first attempt, basically on easy mode. The last one was probably normal mode, and this one was probably the hard difficulty, which I don't do. Don't know what happened there. I'm pretty sure this is sort of has like an error effect against infantry, which just wiped me out. So then I'm trying to build some men up to be able to defend myself. Doesn't go well. Oh. Wow. So this is on a 4x speed, if you're wondering. This isn't what the game's like. It's definitely a lot more slow paced. Tried to send in my dog. That also dies. Along with three of my citizens, I think. They just keeled over. Disease was probably a problem back there. So, yeah, this game engine needs a bit of work, but it's very fun to work with. Rotation's a little bit difficult, but I love the fact that you can change the sunlight options. You can also change the way that the shadows fall. You can create some really funky castles if you really want to. You can create any custom scenario you want using troops, so you can reenact the Battle of Hastings if you really wanted to. Or you could probably, see what elephants charging at each other looks like. So, the animations are good. I would definitely recommend using this game engine. Basically, it's just the Age of Empires one with just a bit of tweaking to it because they wanted to add in their own stuff. So yeah. Finally, I'm coming towards the end of the video where I don't have to talk. Hopefully, I've covered everything. If I haven't, Wayne will probably tell me, and then I'll have to redo this again. First attempt of doing this, I tried to do it in Minecraft, but I just didn't quite cover some of the criteria. So, what you're going to do. So I've got to stop this recording.